This is Burnley, a former mining and cotton mill town in East Lancashire, on the way to the Pennines, Yorkshire and Bronte country. If you go up into the hills above the town, you'll come across an amazing piece of public art called the Singing Tree. It stands 3 metres high and is made of pipes of galvanised steel. When the wind blows through the pipes, a singing noise can be heard. However, Burnley has an older and a stranger claim to fame. This is the Burnley Miners Social Club, and it purchases on an annual basis the largest amount in the world of this drink, Benedictine. Now you may wonder why this French liqueur, made to an ancient recipe in the Normandy area of France, should be so popular in East Lancashire. Well, it's mainly down to these lads, and thousands like them. Over 4,000 men from Burnley were killed in the First World War. 250 volunteers, known as the Burnley Pals, made up Z Company of the 11th Battalion, the East Lancashire Regiment. The battalion was known by the more famous name of the Accrington Pals. The Accrington Pals were effectively wiped out in a matter of minutes on the first day of the Battle of the Somme. However, the surviving soldiers of the Great War, those of the East Lancashire Regiment, acquired a taste for the drink while stationed in France during the war. Traditionally, people in East Lancashire drink Benedictine with hot water, known as Bene and Hot, and the Miners' Club is reputed to be the largest single customer. Naturally, this got me thinking about the origins of the drink, so I went right back to the beginning. St. Benedict and his twin sister, Santa Scholastica. Benedict was born in the 6th century. He came from a well-to-do family in Rome and was educated there. Shocked by the licentiousness he found there, he retired as a young man to a cave in the rocks beside the lake, then existing near the ruins of Nero's palace, above a town called Subiaco, about 40 miles east of Rome. Over the years, no fewer than 13 communities arose around Subiaco, including the one that would be named for Santa Scholastica, who herself was a monastic. Eventually, seeking greater solitude, Benedict would retire to Monte Cassino, where he repeated the process of founding monasteries. Here he established the Rule of St. Benedict, which became the prototype of Western monasticism. Scholastica followed him here and came to live near Cassino as the head of a nunnery, which lies at the base of the mountain on top of which stands Benedict's great abbey. By the 9th century, the Benedictine rule had become the standard form of monastic life throughout most of Western Europe, and largely through the work of another Benedict, Benedict of Agnane, it became the rule of choice for monasteries throughout the Carolingian Empire. There were a number of important monasteries in France, amongst them this one at Fécamp, founded in 658 by Waningus as a convent. The current abbey church, seen here, was built between 1175 and 1220, and it was here probably in the 17th century that the monks first started to distill the liqueur. The abbey was sacked during the French Revolution as episodes of anti-clericalism grew more violent. The new authorities suppressed the church, nationalised church property, exiled 30,000 priests and killed hundreds more. During all this, the recipe for the liqueur was thought to have been lost. However, a man who held office as a fiscal prosecutor at the abbey kept an old book which contained the recipe. In 1863, his grandson, Alexandre Legrand, discovered the book and developed a recipe for a herbal liqueur, helped by a local chemist. To market it, he embellished a story of having been developed by monks and produced by them until the devastation of the abbey during the Revolution. One of the stories he spun is that an elixir of 27 herbs was concocted by one Don Bernardo Vincelli, a Venetian Benedictine who was alleged to have stayed at the abbey, but there exists no concrete record of Vincelli's existence. The mysterious monk may have been invented just to anchor his liqueur's origins in the Renaissance. Another is that the liqueur first gained a reputation outside the abbey when King Francis I of France visited Fécamp, tasted the elixir, and was said to have said, "Oh, on my honour, I have never tasted anything better." However, this is a myth as well, as there is no historical record of Francis ever having visited the abbey. He began production under the trade name Benedictine, using a bottle with a distinguishing shape and a label. To reinforce his myth, he placed the abbreviation DOM on the label, for Deo Optimo Maximo, to God most good, most great. This phrase is used at the beginning of documents by the Benedictine order to dedicate their work. Legrand demonstrated a genius for marketing, deploying the precursors of corporate sponsorship and creating this legend around the brand. The brand was bolstered by his acquisition of medieval collections, which he placed in the Palais Benedictine. He imagined a distillery that could accommodate visitors wishing to watch the production of the liqueur, and he opened this to the public in 1873. He also brought together several collections of paintings, statues, tapestries, illuminated manuscripts and stained glass, which he housed in this huge palace-cum-factory, the Palais Benedictine. The Palais opened in 1888, but was consumed in a huge fire in 1892. It was rebuilt in a form even more grandiose the following year. The building's finely wrought facade, dominated by spires and campaniles, seemingly out of a Perrault fairy tale. It all enhances the prestige of the liqueur. The brand was further bolstered by Legrand's acquisition of medieval collections and by his sponsorship of artists. A series of stained glass windows recounts some of the stories weaved by Legrand regarding the origins of the liqueur, such as the mysterious monk Don Bernardo Vincelli and the supposed visit of King Francis, of which there is no record of ever having taken place. Just to be even-handed, we'll end with a note about the other French liqueur made by monks. The Massif de la Chartreuse is a mountain range in southeastern France, near the city of Grenoble. It's part of the French Prealps. The monastic Carthusian order takes its name from these mountains, where its first hermitage was founded in 1084. This is the Grand Monastery of Chartreuse today. And this is its produce. A liqueur available in green and yellow versions that differ in taste and alcohol content. The liqueur has been made by the Carthusian monks since 1737, according to instructions set out in a manuscript given to them in 1605. The liqueur is produced in their distillery in the nearby town of Voiron. It's composed of distilled alcohol, aged with 130 herbs, plants and flowers, and it's one of the handful of liqueurs that continue to age and improve inside the bottle. Anyway, all this talk of monasteries has given me an idea for my next adventure. Please join me again. Goodbye for now.